Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step, where you recover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow, and the foreseeable future, Theodore. And I'm with the hottest battler in the UK and admin of the Battle Spirits English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki.
Hello.
So yeah, Ayumu, how are you feeling today?
Alright, I guess.
I heard that you just did something good today.
Like what? Eating a doner kebab?
Oh, you actually did. No. I thought you we were recording this late because you are going to teach a newbie or something.
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah. I was he was interested in the game for a while, but like he was taking his time to
Mm-mm.
gather all the cards.
Mm.
So like I was there to deliver his final card, which
Mm-mm.
is the fourth copy of Absolute Ice Shield.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's actually playing Pterosaur.
Mm-mm. Oh,
Yeah.
not a bad
Yeah.
choice.
So
Mm-mm.
there's a what?
Not a bad choice.
I heard you said that's a bad choice. I was like, what?
Oh no, not a bad choice. Oh my goodness, I really have to start speaking more because like recently I just realized I do interact with lots of Singaporean in the past, but over the time I do interact with people a little bit less. Mostly I interact with my bosses in my old company. So yeah, I guess the English that I still use mostly is stuff for working, especially since after COVID I basically barely meet any of my university colleagues. So it's like, how do you interact in with each other in English again?
Bruh.
My goodness. But
But
yeah.
yeah, he was well, he still got a few cards
Mm-mm.
needed. Like I told him like he could probably try to get Solosaurus,
Mm-mm. Mm.
which I would later on have to check if I have spares for him. I think I do.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I know I have at least 5 copies, so
Mm-mm.
yeah, gonna see if I got a sixth one. But yeah, it's like he's new to the game, but like he
Mm-mm.
already pretty much understood like most of the mechanics.
Mm-mm.
It's really just about wrapping his head around like using a Pterosaur deck.
Mm-mm. Ah.
And like yeah, especially since like, I think a lot of time it's really just about um not knowing like kind of like all the cards in the game.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, so there was this one game which we were playing open hand because like it was very funny because like I started practicing with him today, and like every time he chose to go second, I
Mm-mm.
was like, why are you going second? Because like he said well, I thought like maybe I can get one more core than my opponent, and then like stuff like that. But like yeah, persuade him to go first,
Mm-mm.
especially since with Pterosaur, you want to go like first turn, put down Scotch Battlefield, and then
Mm-mm.
everything just goes smooth there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So we did that. We also play our games open hand actually.
Mm-mm.
And there was this one game which on a second thought I didn't misplay, but that's beside the point.
Mm-mm.
I play a Norman guard with only one life left,
Mm-mm.
and then
Ooh.
during his turn he was thinking how to destroy the Norman guard actually.
Mm-mm.
Because like my Norman guard was a 10k, he has two suppression in hand.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, and then like also Scotch Battlefield and a Canyon. And he was
Mm-mm.
thinking because he only got all the small stuff like the level 1 stuff actually. And then
Mm-mm.
so I was thinking how to buff his Rain Needle up to 10k or something like that.
What? Man, I admire his how to say his spirit to wanted to try to kill your Norman god with a needle, no less. God damn.
Yeah, and then well I only had one card left in hand,
Mm-mm.
and then like he had like 3 spirits. He still had
Mm-mm.
one more Oraptodon in his hand,
Mm-mm.
and then he chose to attack
Mm-mm.
with just Rain Needle,
Mm-mm.
and then actually decided to Well, like he only buffered once because he thought my long guard was a 7K. So no, it's a 10K. So oh, well,
Oh.
he didn't reach high enough anyway.
Oh well.
I'm obviously still won at the end because I didn't have anything. My last card was Scale Phoenix actually. But yeah, but like I had to teach him to say like, okay, so I only have one card left in hand, and you have a total of 4 spirits. He didn't summon the last one actually, so he only had 3 spirits on board. And like so, like you want a low swing against a Norman guy in this situation, you know, because like or else you'll be giving me 3 more cards in hand, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, and yeah, and then I was also telling him how like right now in this game, usually, even like for magic cards or even like for any card really, it's one most of the time, yeah. Like don't throw me like the bullshit of like Netherworld, Death Notes, whatever. But like, most of the time, it's one card trading for 2, yeah. Like you use Burning Force, kill 2 spirits. You use Throne Prison, exhaust 2 spirits. You know, stuff like you use Deadly Balance. That's even worse. That's basically 2 trading for 1 actually.
Yeah.
You got stuff like that. So I was telling him, so this like I understand like you still haven't remember all the cards in this game yet. Like, I mean, which is exactly what I was telling him.
Yeah.
Most of the time in this game, 1 card is going to be only trading for 2. So assuming assuming you think my hand was Throne Prison or Burning Force, actually Burning Force wouldn't even matter in that case.
Yeah.
Cause you know, cause it got Scotch Battlefield and everything. You should summon 1 more spirit, so you have barely enough to get past me. And then I also gave him the example of like so like I took out like my shriek. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Which one?
Name
Shrek.
actually.
Well,
you know, the cost 5 Swift on summon minus 2k to something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shrek.
Yeah. And
I just call him Shrek.
Yeah.
He's Shrek now. He's green and he's cost 5, so he's Shrek.
Shrek. Yeah. Or like the skull. Like I told him, these 2 cards are actually your biggest enemy, but like you won't be afraid of this because you also have suppression in hand. So I was teaching him how like, so assuming like my last card in hand is actually a skull, and so I summon it. It's only 2k. I'm gonna make it destroy because I'm gonna exhaust 1 of your spirits and also have 2 battle going trash. And so when I block, you can use suppression to either plus 3k to my skull, or destroy or self-destroy your attacking spirit. Then in that case you'll be making me having 1 less blocker and also avoiding destroying it. And he was like, oh yeah, that works, you know.
That man is going
yeah.
places.
Yeah. Like he actually told me like he chose Pterosaur because he thought it's very straightforward, which actually, I mean, to be fair, it is. But personally, I think like aggro and temple decks are probably some of the hardest decks to play, because like, you know, for control decks, yeah, like most of the time your game plan is the same. Like for example, using Purple Exploiter, like you just go, okay, first turn, Norman God City, second turn, Exploiter, protect the Norman God City, and like what, third turn, Netherworld Depths, and then now you do what, stall, play Norman God, play Dundana, swing with Dundana once every turn, end the game. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, and it's like it's a lot of time like you kind of ignore what your opponent is doing because you really just have to do your own stuff to survive. But it's different with aggro decks and temple decks because you're doing the initiative. So and then also because you're rushing all the time, your game plan is much more simpler. And because you're rushing, it means your most of the time your hand is gonna be full of spirits and not a lot of magic. So it's much easier for the opponent to slip through their attacks because they know you don't have any counters in hand. And and like obviously, in the case of pterosaur, like it's literally so simple to the point. It's like big BB punch, and like you don't get a lot of like other effects like when you block, I destroy a spirit, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like it's a lot harder to get around your opponents when they know exactly what you're trying to do. So like using aggro and tempo decks are really a lot about being flexible and kind of a combination of the effects which you can use and kind of like your own decisions. So yeah, I actually really like playing aggro and tempo decks, but it's not my thing. It's too much for my heart.
True.
Like I cannot bear to happen in every game where I had to swing with a rain needle and then have to bet my opponents not having anything in hand. I can't do that.
Yeah, that's why we play mid range, right? So we can get the feeling of tempo, but still have some degree of okay. So if my opponent does this, I'll just do this.
Yeah, like I played Jukuyomi in the Japanese game. I like the deck. I'm not gonna bring it to tournament. I'm literally gonna have a heart attack every round.
Fair points. And like that's also why I rarely use my VNL deck anymore, right? Like, yeah, when it is really strong, it's super strong. But when it is not, even if I win, it's going to be like a really uphill struggle. So yeah.
Yeah, but Fenio, like, it's a lot simpler. It's a lot more simple though. Cause like, and that's actually why I don't like Fenio at all. It's one of those decks where you're literally doing your own thing. And then like at the early stage, you literally do your own thing, and the only thing you have to matter is how to guard your opponent. Like to be fair, you don't even need to attack. Like Fenio literally add 2 counters for you every turn. So like as long as you can hold on, you don't have to attack a lot. Like people just attack so that they can get more counters quickly. And then you know what? You summon Fenio and swing, use Sanctified Light. You can't do anything now. I win.
Hey.
That's just so boring, man.
But
I hate this deck. Lol.
Nah, you need to get the inside of the puzzle, Ayumu. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, I mean like I don't know. Maybe I have problems because like some of the decks that you think are boring, I feel like oh. But then again, my favorite video game ever is Solitaire, so that's probably explains a lot.
Yeah, I just don't like solitaire decks.
Yeah.
At all. Like like even like loop decks and everything. Like I only play it once or twice, just to get the humor of torturing my opponent.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Like I won't ever bring it to tournaments. It's boring for me. It's boring for the opponent. There's no interaction. I don't like this. The only exception is Gundam 00 because I fucking love that shit.
True,
I mean, but to be fair, like even at this stage, Gundam 00, it still has more interactions than fucking Castle Golem.
True.
Yeah, cause Gundam 00, like they design it so that they have a weakness in terms of defense. So like if the opponent is the aggressive kind, you actually have a lot more interaction when the opponent is attacking. So yeah.
Yeah. Like until you forgot that Kyrios actually has armored intervention.
I mean, I don't forget about it. People do, not me.
Yeah.
The one I will forget is about returning my Olewa Gundam to my hand.
Or Tachiwa Gundam.
Oh yeah, whatever that.
Yeah, that magic.
Is it Watashi? Yeah, it is.
Or
Watashi wa Gundam da.
Is it?
Yeah, cause I think it's set in that scene like how the whole celestial being, a Gundam or whatever.
Yeah, because I think is Satsuna a Watashi guy? Oretachi ga Gundam da. Oretachi ga Gundam da. Yeah, I mean like it's really rare where the main character uses Watashi, right? So it's just feels like a disconnect in my brain, like Satsuna saying Watashi. Watashi.
But my most favorite one is still
うん
まさか第一シートの僕が13番目のシートに落とされるとは。
うんYeah, it feels kind of jarring, especially since I'm still holding on until I got another house party to watch the remainder of the Evangelion movies.
Oh, they
So,
are
yeah.
very good. I love them so much. Like I wasn't even a long-term fan. I literally only watched Evangelion
Mm-mm.
because they have a collab.
Mm-mm.
And I binge watched the whole original series
Mm-mm.
in 1 week, including the
Nice.
original movie. And then
Nice.
I watched the rebuild movies in like 2 to 3 days.
Damn.
And I still had tears in my eyes at the end. Like the song was really good.
Mm.
And like kind of, I mean, obviously I was confused. Everyone was confused. Like if you tell me that you watch Evangelion and you're not confused, you're lying. Like the good part that they've done is that like even though you don't exactly understand everything in the story, you still feel connected or relatable to the characters. Like they did it, like that's what we call prophetic fallacy in English literature. Basically, they use the environment, like the scenes within the anime, everything around the character, like not just about the character themselves, but like everything around the character creates kind of the feeling that they want to express at that moment. And it's basically the simplest example is basically how a lot of times in shows, like not just anime, but like in shows, when it's raining, it represents kind of like a gloomy feeling. That's exactly what they've been doing all along. Not just in Evangelion actually, but like just for a lot of very kind of deep anime in general. Yeah, and like actually, I watched this video just a while ago. Like they were comparing like Western animation and Japanese animation. Like what is the difference? Like why do people feel so different with them? Because like with Japanese animation, like they basically do all the things that I just said. But for Western animation, they focus on the characters themselves. Like it's I think it's hard to explain, especially since I'm not an animator myself. Like if you tell me to compare two books, I can, but not animation. But but like basically, yeah, it's like so like for Western animation, like a lot of things like they are very direct. Like what the character says, what he's actually doing in front of the screen. This is what they're focusing on. And like it's the whole, like they were also very focused on the protagonist being the good guy. The one who's like kind of sticks to justice right from the start to the end, something like that. And then like so like the whole, like a lot of times like the whole story would be about, here's a protagonist with a very good mindset, and now he encounters some problems, and then now it's like he's at the, like he encountered problems, and then now he's very depressed, and then like he's like at the worst part of his life.
Yeah.
And then now things happen, and he thought this through, and now he's good again, and then he saves the world. He saves the person he loves, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like obviously, like especially as a, I mean, well, yeah, I mean that pattern just now, like the most you can see, are from Disney movies actually. Yeah, like if you think back about it, you know, most of their stories are like kind of along this line. Yeah.
Now that you
like
mention it, especially
Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, exactly. But like for Japanese animation, like they like the video I watched, they use a silent voice as an example, and like there were just a lot of details, which like kind of the Western animation wouldn't do. For example, when the character was trying to chase the girl, and then he tripped over, and then like they would go as far as, you know, voice acting the oof, you know, like that kind of sound, like the sound of like kicking the chair, stuff like that. Like that is like very crucial in, you know, kind of creating the emotion that like, it makes you feel like you're actually there because of all these little details that you can hear. I mean, it's basically like, you know, you stand beside a person, you can hear everything they do, but if you stand far from them, then you don't. You know, it's that kind of thing. Yeah. And and then like it's also how they keep switching kind of perspectives, because like kind of, you know, like for Western animation, or at least for the Disney ones, you know, most of the time they're in kind of a third person perspective. Like you literally watching everything as a viewer, as an outsider. But like for Japanese animation, like sometimes what they do is that they will shift the perspective from the third person into maybe like the first person, the second person perspective, you know, things like that. And again, like that really brings you into kind of the position of the characters themselves. And like you know, with like, you know, being in the first person perspective, like, you know, everything being so shaky, you can kind of hear their own thoughts, you know, things like that. Again, it helps you to understand the characters a lot more. So like, yeah, I mean, it's like things like that. Like I can't really get into more details. Again, I'm not really good at this, but yeah.
But yeah.
Where even were we? How did we even start talking about this? Ah, yes, we were talking about Evangelion. Fuck my life.
My goodness, it's all just because of Evangelion. But yeah,
But
I think I kind of get what you meant. I mean, like especially since when we are talking about Western animations, right? When we started talking about that, I was like, huh, what are the Western animations that I've watched? But yeah, I think like that's also why like Avatar The Last Airbender was said to be a little bit more leaning into anime, right? Because they kind of like, instead of just the character fighting, sometimes they kind of like also highlight like what happens in the background. Like if you know the famous cabbage guy.
I actually never watched Avatar, so
So
I don't
that's
really know.
Oh well, that's too bad. But yeah.
Literally the only thing I know from them is like the Fire Nation has attacked.
Yes.
Is that an Avatar? Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Avatar. So basically, because they were there is like one arc where they are basically fighting in this city, right? And then what happens is whenever they are starting to fight, there's always this one guy who sells cabbage, and then his basically his wares got blown away by the battle. So it's like, oh. So kind of just to give a little look on not just the characters fighting, but also like the intensity of the battle, like how it reaches like the surroundings and how it affects the people around them. Kind of course, it's a little bit of element of comedy because he's always like being very hyperbolic about his cabbages, but yeah, still like, yeah, this it's like it affects this person who is like really cares a lot about his cabbages. So it's like, oh, it's like imagines affecting like people who really cares about their, maybe, I mean, like in a big city people cares about the strangest things, right? Like maybe at that time, I mean, like it is set a little bit far back. So yeah, having a good door, probably that's something to be proud about, right? So what if the characters are having a battle in front of someone's houses and then their prize door got crushed? It's kind of that kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what my point there is, but it's kind of I can kind of feel that kind of feeling. And I was basically all this time while I was listening to you, I was staring at the art for Impulsive Pilgrim, so I was like half out of it. Don't know why. I really like her art.
Who?
The Impulsive Pilgrim. So the new BS03 card set that actually does something.
Oh my god, no, I only realized her name now. Impulsive Pilgrim. What the heck is that name?
No, right. And once I read the flavor text, it's also like, oh, so she is a tourist. So she's an impulsive pilgrim and she's a tourist. Which kind of makes sense. Like, Realms of Radiance means it's really sunny, it's always bright. So people wants to see the good things, but Realm of Frost, it's just ice in it.
Yeah,
So-
well, yeah, well, I mean, it's also to portray that, like, you know, the kind of people from the realms of radiance are just generally more easygoing and relaxed with whatever they do. I mean, to be fair, I think at this point we don't really know what's going on in the realm of radiance anyway. I don't think they talk a lot about it. I think like literally the most crucial part for them was that they have you actually read what the yellow foiler was doing, Acedia?
I only remember that he was harassed by the patents.
So Acedia is actually an angel of judgment. And so like it's not inherently evil, like not like the other foilords, but like it still created a disaster for the angels because like the angels themselves, like same with everyone else in the realm of radiance, they're basically not doing their jobs. Like they're just being casual with each other. Oh, you broke that rule. Oh, it's fine. Doesn't really matter that much anyway.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. And then Acedia appears, and then like you can imagine him as just being a robot, like who's like functioning based on society laws. And then he's like, "You're not doing stuff. You're not doing stuff. You're supposed to be doing this, but you're not. You're all sinful, and I'm gonna punish you all."
Oh.
Yeah, and that's literally what happened. Yeah, and yeah, I think he just got killed off by Tokyo or someone else, but yeah.
Yeah, he got killed by Tokyo. I think the only one that had that was killed in not by Tokyo is Superbie. I remember.
By Mammophages or what?
Yeah, Memotages. So basically, Memotages drag Superbia to a hole. So it's like like that's actually like the one thing that I kind of feel like a little bit sad about the lore of the heroes in BSS. It's like they are like these really great heroes. They will be the one who saves us, and then like the lore literally say the cards got revealed, and then it literally says that in this one battle they got killed. Wait, what?
Yeah. The funny thing is like this is something that I really like to do, even in Japanese lore.
Yeah.
Like, if you think back about it, you got Lolo, who literally sacrificed himself to create a whole new world. A whole new world. And then I what was it?
Alex
And
got
then,
Alex is just missing.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, in Alex's case, she was literally just being moved around by everyone. She didn't even want to go to the past world, to the primal world. It was the Mito who summoned her there. But like you also have cases where in the ultimate era, you still remember the Tri-Dragon deities. They actually died.
Oh.
Yeah. So what happened was that the Tri-Dragon deities were actually one of the very few ultimates who were on the side of the spirits. And I think like it was. I think so. The investigators
Mm-mm.
and Tug,
Mm-mm.
they were about to travel back in time,
Mm-mm.
to Lolo's era, to
Mm-mm.
like fix some stuff or whatever,
Mm-mm.
and then but before they try to go through the portal,
Mm-mm.
uh, like the other Ultimates try to attack them, and so
Mm-mm.
the Tri Dragon deities came out, and then
Mm-mm.
sacrificed themselves to buy them time.
No.
Yeah, 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 and then obviously you have Entark herself, who
Mm-mm.
like the whole thing of Ultimate
Mm-mm.
Era began when Entark in the reverse world
Mm-mm.
was like reading this really ancient book about an apocalypse coming in 99 days,
Mm-mm.
or was 999 days actually,
Mm-mm.
and then and then so she was like, oh my god, I have to do something,
Mm-mm.
and then like she went back to the past,
Mm-mm.
and then everything solved. It was a Judgment Dragon doing all kinds of bullshits, and then
Okay.
everyone else in the investigator team, well, except Lolo, obviously. I mean,
Mm-mm.
he wasn't even supposed to be in the team anyway.
Mm-mm.
Went back to their own time, but only Entark stayed in that era,
Mm.
and she wrote a book which was about the apocalypse coming in 999 days.
So basically, just to keep the prophecy going.
And basically, yeah, something
Mm-mm.
like that. Yeah, and like that was honestly very interesting. And like I really
Mm-mm.
like this kind of time traveling stories.
Mm-mm. But yeah, I
And
mean,
then
like, yeah.
actually also well, in Burning Soul,
Mm-mm.
Soul Dragon almost sacrificed himself,
Mm-mm.
but he didn't. He
Mm-mm.
basically got sacked and became the red ultimate. Was it all six colors? I think he was
Oh,
red
Tenka
actually.
Fubu. Yeah.
Yeah, Tenkafubu. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. That's actually Soul Dragon himself.
Oh.
And then yeah. And then God King era. Oh, God
Mm-mm.
King era was fun.
Oh, yeah.
So God King era basically they were supposed to be having a race
Mm-mm.
to decide who was going to be the next 12
Mm-mm.
zodiacs.
Yeah.
But in the middle of the events, someone unlocked the portal for the evil gods to
Mm-mm.
come to destroy the world again. Haha,
Yay.
surprising. And then some of the god kings sacrificed themselves.
Mm-mm.
So that includes Exorcid
Mm-mm.
and Olofurus,
Mm-mm.
which is why we got Exorcid Rebirth and Olofurus Rebirth, both
Mm-mm.
of being zombies.
Yeah.
And so Exorcid Formula
Mm-mm.
and Gale Phoenix Sether
Mm-mm.
were actually the next generation. They're not the same Exorcid and Gale Phoenix of the ones that we first saw.
Ah.
Yeah. They're actually different people who
Mm-mm.
took over the role.
Mm-mm.
And it's actually with the same for all the God Kings in the Advent era.
Mm-mm.
Like they were just new people taking over the role of those in the God King era.
Mm-mm.
So you know, for example, Shen Mado is
Mm-mm.
basically the successor of Tiamado. They're not the same people.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, and
Yeah.
actually talking about different people, uh, Fiel here
Yeah, VLJ. Yeah.
and
Mm-mm.
yeah, Fielje and Virginia are
Mm-mm.
sisters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I think the whole Reborn Zodiac series, like,
Mm-mm.
I think they're supposed to be different beings anyway,
Mm-mm.
but Virginia specifically has already specified that Fielje, like, she's Fielje's little sister,
Mm-mm.
or at the very least, we know that they're different people
Mm-mm.
because in the card for CO set 12 Fielje, the
Mm-mm.
flavor text was Virginia commenting how her sister looks so good.
Mm-mm. Nice.
Yeah.
Ah. Interesting. That's suddenly a lot to take in. But I mean, like, at least in BS, that's like, okay, so here's the hero. Over the course of like the whole saga, which is like 4 to 6 boosters, they save the world, and then in order to finish their goal, they sacrifice themselves, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, but in BSS it's like, okay, so here is the hero. He died. With what? I mean like the whole game was promoted with the face of Sigmund Nova, and then like the launch trailer comes in. What happens to Sigmund Nova? He died.
He died.
It's like, what the fuck? It's like, you might, if this is a mobile game, I will suspect that BSS story was actually written by a Japanese. Like, this is BSS story. It's like a Chinese mobile game level of story. God damn it! It's like if you played, I mean, like in Arknights. It's like there are some like characters who are like, okay, so he has a name, and then here's the prologue. At the end of the prologue, he dies. Okay. Well, I mean, FGO also did the same, right? I mean, like one of the.
I mean, it's literally just excuses for them to release more characters / cards.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, they actually have a role
Mm-mm.
in the story. Like, you look at hundreds of extras in the original game. Where do they come from? We
Yeah.
don't know. What do they do? We don't know. I want to know what she does. No, we're not gonna tell you.
I know, right? Like that's also probably like out of the 4 seraphs, like Ramdiel is always the most endearing because we know that okay, so she is friend with Alice, and then Alice is doing something naughty, and then now she has to do her job as a seraph and punish Alice.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the funny thing is like unless it's a parallel world, I actually don't think it's a parallel world. Like looking at the flavor text. But you know how Alex and Ramdiel joined the Diva Academy, and then like Ramdiel was simply being all tsundere at whatever Alex is doing.
Oh.
Historians will say they're only just really good friends.
Roommate events. What the? My God. Yeah, I mean like yeah. I mean like but what did the floating white whale do though?
Sorry?
The floating great white whale, the purple extra from BSS Zero 2.
Yeah, where does it even come from? I don't know.
Yeah, we just know that the undeads are siding with the void lords, but like, yeah, which undead? If it's like all undead, like what makes it special?
I mean the whole gang.
Yeah.
I mean, even Medusa herself is an undead, so there's that. Oh, talking about that though, I'm actually surprised because I was doing a deck ratio for the Glasgow Grand Open, and then so obviously there was this category called Purple Core Control.
Okay.
Interestingly, there was one deck which was obviously Core Control because he has everything like Mordred, Spider Demon, and he got Purple Smoke Valley. And then, but he didn't use Cursed Dragon at all. Instead, he used White Whale.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I still remember how I stared at it for like 5 minutes and like, is this supposed to be a new deck? Or do I just put it as Core Control? I mean, at the end, I just put it as Core Control because they basically do the same thing. But like, it was a very interesting list.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't remember it because they only won like 2 games out of 7 or something like that. So.
But man, what a brave chat.
yeah, for sure.
And speaking of new tech type, we just released how to say should we even promote it?
Videos on Luster versus the Foilons, and it was complete crap.
Yeah.
Go watch it for some laughs, I guess.
Yeah. Well, like if you feel like you are bad at deck building and you want to feel better about yourself, just watch it. We are not revealing the deck list mostly because we burned the decks after the shoot, but still, you probably just want to feel better about your deck building skills. You can go and watch it. Or it's just you're playing. I think we were both still pretty knackered after the Netherlands Grand Open, so we're like, So yeah, we are just playing with 40% brain power at that point. My god.
Basically, yeah.
Mm-mm. But yeah,
I don't want to
now
think.
yeah, now that Biasa 03 has begun there. Oh yeah, before we go into the aquatic invaders, it's like I think someone mentioned like how the world for BSS like lore wise it's pretty much really scary world to live in, because like you see in BS it's also the same, like there's always like some kind of cosmic terror or some kind of big baddie behind the bars, like the evil gods invading the race or Kronos trying to mess up with the universe again, but like it's always spans like a really long time, like for sets is basically like a really long time in their world, right? It's basically one cosmic horror, and then like they in set 1 they were pretty much overrun. In set 2 they pretty much started to hold it out. Set 3 usually the heroes finally could emerge, and then in set 4 they basically defeated the cosmic horror and everything goes to normal for a little while until the next cosmic horror comes in the next first booster. But like PSS BSS 01, was it the Star Havoc Rain? Which sends soul cores to their world and basically create life difficult for everyone, and then Medyok uses the chance to invade the red world. What was the red world again? The land of what?
The land of flame?
Flame? Is it flame?
I can't
realm
remember,
of
actually.
the purple is realm of gloom.
Yeah.
White is frost. Yellow is radiance. That's the only one that I remembered.
Yeah, and then like green's like the land of forest. And
Yeah, realm of forest. That's easy. That's intuitive. Like, what is the realm?
yeah, the realm of flame. Yeah.
Ah,
and
okay.
then blue is like the realm of water.
Mm-mm. Ah, yeah. That's easy to remember. Now I'm learning. My goodness.
No,
But then,
I just like how on the page, you know, how they introduce each of the like, continents. So like the realm of flame, dragons, the realm of gloom, undead devils, the realm of forest, bugs, birds, beasts, the realm of water, giants, and then you got the realm of frost, machine beings, and then you got the realm of radiance, mascots.
mascots. Of course, the most all-powerful being in this world, mascots.
Mascots.
My god. And then it's like so yeah, so PS01 Medux invasion, everybody is so mostly the realm of flame got really messed up, but the other ones are not really that much affected. I think the realm of I only remember because I read Shin's flavor text, and then she was basically saving lots of the machine base, but the machine base was like, no, you save us once, but that doesn't mean anything. And then
You saved me once, but doesn't mean I'm not dying.
Yeah, boy.
And then jump off the cliff. YOLO.
Oh my god. Now that you mentioned that, and then the Biasa 02, the Void Sword was awakened, and then everybody's suffering. Tokiwa saves everyone, and then Biasa 03 suddenly the realm of water just has a coup d'etat, and then now everybody wants to, and then now the new ruler wants to rule everyone. Basically,
No, actually, no, and they said the whole thing was started by the giants, actually. Like the Star Hoffic reign was started by the giants.
Ah,
Yeah.
I see. So everything.
And it's so very funny because like you know like how Tokiwa managed to deal with like 3-4 lords, and then like in the lore Tokiwa was like, no, we need to revive Nova because like he's gonna be a good leader, and then like we're all reading, it's like, but you literally defeated 3-4 lords yourself, and like now everyone's listening to you.
And then what did Sigmund Nova did? He died against Medyok.
He died.
He died against one
Medyok. He got revived as Cursed Dragon. He died again.
My goodness.
Like Nova is literally surviving as like with the power of protagonist.
Not even surviving at the power of protagonist. Like he just kept on dying. Like, do we even know like if the silkworm, the Major Emperor silkworm, is the same silkworm with the silkworm Nova? Like, is it even the same silkworm? Like the silkworm, like the biasa zero to silkworm, the one that we know as meteor worm in the Japanese game.
Oh, Meteor. No, he's Nova's brother.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, and we don't know who's Darkworm yet. Somehow he just randomly appeared.
Yep. Because definitely we're going to get Darkroom Nova in this third set, right? In the fourth set. As a purple, no less.
The thing is, like, we don't know which foil Tokiwa is bringing to revive Nova.
Ah, yeah. And then also, like, because in the art of God slaying, actually Manaka is trying to defeat Superbia.
He did.
I think he did, right? He did, and he sealed the Void Lord, and then in the future the same Void Lords got awakened, right? I think. Is that how it works? Well, anyway, the Lord set will be out this month, so we will know better. Then I guess.
Yeah. Well, next week actually.
Oh, next week already. My God. How I am not excited to part with my money, but I do want to know what happens. What happens next?
I'm still thinking if I want to pre-order it, because like the shopkeeper said that if we try to buy a whole carton, which is 6 boxes, he will sell us cheaper. We found people to buy 5. I still need to find one more guy.
Maybe I can be that guy. We'll see. We will talk about that. This is our podcast. This is not the place where we talk about our personal finances. Not yet. Unless it can be useful to you guys. It's like like sometimes you got those bathroom ideas, and I was thinking like, do I just make a video on how you can save money so you can buy more cards? Like, is that what's the future of the time gaming? Financial advices from people with very specific environments. I mean, like, not everybody's we are a middle class immigrant from pretty well off, pretty okay Asian countries, and then we are now in Europe on our own, but still somewhat has connection to our parents. So it's probably not going to be working for everyone, but yeah, we will see. Who knows? Maybe if maybe you happen to be like also an Asian from middle class Asian who is currently in another European country or American country. Don't know how much Europe is different from the US though. We will need to see. Hopefully in the Pro Tour we can get to the World Championship, so we can have an excuse to finally see the US with our own eyes. Oh no. But yeah, I mean, like, I am, you know what, I am currently drinking like a vanilla milk coffee because of how many vanilla we have in the set refills for PSS03. So it's like, oh, it's me. Yeah, it's making the vanilla stronger. I was just using one single pack of vanilla sugar, and it tastes like ice cream. God damn. With how many vanilla we have in this set.
Oh god.
My god.
Oh my god, talking about vanilla. I feel like a year or two ago, like, I don't know if you don't know, but like you can eat anything vanilla flavored, but never eat the vanilla sauce directly.
Why would you want to drink the vanilla sauce directly though?
So what happened was that I was cooking my porridge
Okay.
and I realized I ran out of honey.
Uh-uh.
So my idiot ass was thinking that if I add vanilla sauce to it, it'll probably taste the same. It
Oh
didn't.
my god. Why would you do that to yourself? My god.
I almost threw up when I took the first bite.
My god. On the
At the,
review.
end, at the end, I couldn't handle it. I had to throw the whole porridge away.
Yeah. My god. On the reverse, I've been using almost nothing but vanilla sugar now because I rarely use sugar in my savory cooking anyway, so it's mostly for sweet. If it's for sweets, I would use the vanilla sugar. Although it was not meant to be sugar, so most of the time I ended up with the pretty underwhelming pancakes because they are not sweet enough, but it's like, yeah, it works. Because I was like, and then like, okay, so this is the really, I sometimes I even use it's like only half of the packet, right? And then one day I was like, haha, like how many calories is in the packet anyway? And then I was like, I was really shocked because there's a lot of calories, but it's pure sugar, so I didn't know why I was shocked. And then like, and then I finally realized like, okay, so this calorie for 100 gram, in this one whole sachet, there's only 7 grams. So it's like, oh my god, I thought I was going to die. There was like 1,000 calorie or something for 100 grams. So it's like, oh my god. Well, I don't know what I expected. It's sugar in it. My god. But yeah.
Yeah. I barely use any sugar.
Mm-mm.
Just because like it's usually salt and pepper for me,
Mm-mm.
or I just pour soy sauce onto the chicken and then boil it.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that works. Like that's also probably why I kind of avoided making Japanese food at home, because if you go to a restaurant and then you buy a gyudon, then you can just enjoy the gyudon as it's a sweet savory kind of thing. But once you make it at home and then you see the recipe and then it told you to use three tablespoons of sugar, it's like, my god, that is so much sugar. Like this is like this is going to clog my whole artery in one go. My god.
Like, oh my god, like I've been so used to following Japanese recipe, and then this one day I decided maybe I'll try a Western recipe because I have both. I have cookbooks of like both sides.
Yeah.
And then like so I found the one that I wanted. So it says, first of all, you need egg noodles, and you need prawn, and you need all kinds of like whatever spice and sauce you need. And I bought all of that. It basically cost me like 2 meals.
My god. But
and then I was looking at it, and it's like, so you put this amount of salt. I was like, what? That much? It's like, you told me to put like 2 teaspoons or something like that. I can't remember. And then I was like, well, I guess maybe they work differently. I guess I'll just follow them. It tasted so bad.
My god.
It's so salty. Oh my god. It's like, yeah, it's like
The one time they decided to use the spices that they got from us, they ruined it with more salt. My god.
yeah.
But yeah, at least you don't have to follow like the German cookbook, which is just basically take one bread, take one of your favorite cured meat, so salami, ham, you name it. You put it on top of the bread, and then you eat it. My god.
I don't like that.
Yeah. It's like because when I moved from Jakarta, when I was in Indonesia, I was living in Jakarta, right, most of the time. Because it's the capital city, you have more foreigners, so you basically have lots of access to all kinds of food. And then going to Germany, suddenly losing all of that, although to be fair, Dusseldorf still has like really ungodly amount of Asian stuff. It's like, yeah, if I wanted to eat ramen and I have no choice but to go to Dusseldorf kind of thing, right? Which is about, I guess with trains is about 50 minutes one way, so it's like, it's not that far, but it's like if I just wanted to go for a dinner, it kind of take too much time, isn't it? But yeah. It's like my so I complained a lot when I was the when I first came here, and then like my in-laws reaction to that was like, yeah, you kind of, if you expect to be able to eat like you do in Asia, which is not to mean you can not to mean that you can eat like lots of different things, but basically if you want one full meal, which is like carbs, some kind of vegetable, like one portion of vegetables and one portion of meat, right? That's basically how we, like, just that's to put it simply, like how it is different, right? And then you go to Germany, in which their food culture barely exists, and then they are the kind of people who will be content with just open sandwich with one cheese. My God. That is the pinnacle of German cuisine, but the bread is good. Yeah, I mean, like, it's to the point where I went to a certain, I went to this the Swedish embassy, aka IKEA, and then my sister told me to try their cinnamon roll. My God. Trying their cinnamon roll in Germany, it was like an insult to the country and to cinnamon rolls. My God, it was barely possible, but it's like it was just a pretty possible bread with jams in it. Don't know if cinnamon rolls are supposed to be like that. I mean, like, I mean, like, when I see YouTubers talking about cinnamon rolls, they were like, oh, this is the best dessert bread ever, kind of thing. So it's like, oh, is this really it? I don't think this is it. It's like the one that I see on YouTube, they look like bread. The one in IKEA, it looks like bread too. that is barely baked. So it's like, this can't be it, right? This can't be it. And then, like, my biggest mistake is as usual, my Asian plot says that they have a bundle of 5, which is like 50 cents cheaper. And then I went to IKEA with my dad, so there's 2 of us. And then, so basically I just need to buy 2. But the bundle of 5 is for the price of 4. And then my sister will pick me up later. And then there's still my mom and my sister's family. So it's like, I guess I'll buy the bundle. It's 50 cents cheaper. I've never wanted to punch my past self more at that point. Like, why do I buy the bundle? We were barely able to finish like the 2 that we ate. God damn. That's yeah.
Oh my God! But like, talking about IKEA, we can never leave out the shark plushie.
Yeah.
I think he has a name. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, it's Blahach. Blahach. It is. It's so ubiquitous that it is etched to my memory.
Blahach. Yeah, I was so tempted to buy one when I was in Hong Kong, because I was meeting up with my high school homies, and then we were visiting IKEA before we went to the cinema to watch Oppenheimer. Actually, we haven't decided we wanted to watch Oppenheimer or Barbie, like, literally until like 15 minutes before it started. And then we went to visit the IKEA because like one of us said that he wanted to buy a blush. And he bought one, and then it's almost as tall as me. I think it reached my shoulder at the very least.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then we brought it together to the cinema,
Uh-uh.
and then like, there was an empty seat beside us, so we just put blush on there.
My God, I probably
And
need to
then,
bring my will.
yeah, and then after watching the movie, like when one of us was in the like when he was in the toilet, like he was like, hold blush for me, please.
Uh-uh.
And then like we saw that like there was like a little stall
Mm-mm.
shaped like a Barbie box, like
Mm-mm.
basically for people to take picture in it. And then we were just holding blush in there and just like taking cute pictures or something like that. And then Kay was, oh my god, what are you two doing? Let me join.
It's fine.
Yeah, and then all three of us gay lads just try to stuck ourselves into the Barbie box and I took a selfie.
My God. But yeah, I actually like also remember like that day when I bought the cinnamon roll, I talked my dad into bringing me to IKEA because I kind of said to him like I kind of wanted to remodel my room a bit because I wanted to make it look more like a card shop for recording and stuff.
Okay.
And then okay, so since it's going to be since I cannot drill holes to my wall, so let's look for some alternatives. And then so we go into IKEA, and I mean like IKEA for furniture they're pretty they are significant, they can be significantly cheaper, yes, but furniture in general is still going to cost you something. So realistically, since it's pretty much the end of the month, the only thing on my mind or that I wanted to buy is a blush.
Yeah.
and then we reached the blushing section, and then I took the blush, and then my dad talked me out of it because like on top of it being really highly memeable, it's like a really shared experience by everyone who have ever touched IKEA. Kind of wanted it as some kind of pillow when I'm reading or doing things in my bed before I sleep. And then I tried to have the feel, and then the one in the German IKEA was pretty empty. So unless you feel it yourself, it's going to be pretty underwhelming as a pillow. And then my dad pointed out like the bluffing nut, so the whale that I have that you should have seen in my room by now. So yeah, he's my son now. But anyway, that one is much more firm, and then it has like a hidden feature, so you can put. I found out that basically if I wanted to fall asleep to someone's stream, I can just put the stream, turn off my autoplay, and then I put it inside a bluffing nut's mouth, and then my phone will not fall down, and I can listen to the stream pretty much close to my ears. So yeah, that was probably the best purchase I had in IKEA so far, and this actually costed a little bit cheaper than Blahach. So yeah, if you wanted to get Blahach but you want something a little bit firmer, you can go with Bluffing Gut. You will love it.
Laughing gut.
Yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, I just saw the photo. Oh, my God, I kind of want a Blahach now just for photos. I mean, like I already have the functional plushie. Time to get the plushie that I have just for photos.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also thinking of getting blush myself, but like my place doesn't even really have any space.
Oh well, that's a small Blahach though. So if you don't want if your concern is space, you can just get a smaller Blahach until you move to the bigger apartment, and then you can get another the bigger Blahach, and then the smaller Blahach can be his senpai.
Oh.
Yeah. Imagine Blahach senpai. Shouldn't you Blahach senpai? What are you doing? My God. Still can't move on from the Defty video. Defty though, what are you doing? My God, what was on my mind when I wrote that script? My God. you left me for 5 minutes and the loneliness already made me do some questionable stuff.
What?
Nah, I mean like I wrote the script for that Netherworld Thefts skit the moment you left me, right? Like literally you were waiting for your flight and then I was like, so Ayumu, like what do you think about this?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you did message me about that. And that's a big one. I was honestly very unsure if the others would understand it, but it seems that they did, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think I only wanted to make some kind of murder, like those kind of murder drama. Not really a murder drama, but like I think I got the inspiration from Calvin and Hobbes. Although it's not, of course, it's not 1-to-1 because how they do is basically in Germany they have some kind of norm that after you eat something, then you should not touch a big body of water for like at least 30 minutes. So you should not you should not swim, you should not take a shower, you should not take a bath. Basically you wait 30 minutes before you wanted to touch lots of waters. And then like
why?
Yeah, it's a norm. It's something that people already do without questioning.
Okay.
And then like
I mean, assume there's something about health. I mean, I get why you swim, but like shower and bathing, I really don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, like I have my personal theory, but I don't know if it happens to everyone. I mean, like for me, if I eat something and then I go to shower, it made me feel hungry again.
What?
I mean, like it doesn't make me feel hungry. It feels like my stomach feels empty. But I know I'm full, but I felt like there's some kind of emptiness in my stomach. But I heard like I think someone did talk about it like one time, some time ago, that actually when you shower, like the water actually takes heat from your stomach. That your what is it, like your stomach is using to kind of process the food, so it kind of makes your stomach relax, and then your digestion basically becomes slower, so you feel like okay, so because your body is not digesting anymore, you feel like you have not eaten, kind of thing, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess
probably. I don't know. My biology knowledge, unlike most people, I think we mostly talk about plants, so I think I kind of not that good with human biology. But anyway, where was I? Like I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so basically the punchline of the skit is they had the dinner, and then basically his friend was like, yeah, I don't care, I will still take a shower, and then he died in the shower.
what?
And then like his friend is just, yeah, you should have waited for 30 minutes for it. So it's like, it's totally different, and I don't think I'm doing it justice just by telling you the whole plot. You probably should watch it for yourself. Don't know, my comedy matches there, so I really enjoy their comedy, but yeah, it's kind of hit or miss, I think. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to capture that feeling of okay, so here's just a normal situation, and then after sometimes like the pretty much obvious thing that is going to happen, which is how I kind of structure it. So basically, okay, so this netherworld theft is harmless, so I'm going to give it a knife, which is basically just giving it the inevitable that it's going to do something with the knife, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it did something with the knife. So yeah, please watch this skit if that doesn't explain anything. Probably you will be leaving with even more questions, but we will be happy to answer.
Watch the skit. You used like 5 minutes to make it. You put so much effort in it.
No. I mean, like it's not really 5 minutes. I spent 7 years of my youth to be able to make that in 5 minutes. Although most of my YouTubers aren't really making skits, it's pretty new actually. So yeah, I don't know.
Lol.
Yeah, and then before we finish, Ken, like I sent you the picture of the Dagger Angel, right? Which is
Yeah.
well, I mean it's a vanilla one cost with one rejection, which is in the end is probably going to be just a yellow aggro fodder in our imaginary yellow aggro deck that we will never use, because we are not brave enough to do that. I mean, like I made a yellow aggro deck and then right before the tournament I just scrapped it. Because I was not brave enough, but yeah, don't know where to start. First of all, I don't know why I noticed after I got Shin yesterday, but like with this style of art, this artist, they really like to highlight like the nostrils. Like I can I can really shake with the feeling of how visible her nose was.
Bruh.
And then okay, the blindfold is a little bit kinky in it.
I should never get about blindfold. Like I don't like them. Like I saw Rider in Fate. I don't like it. I saw whatever that robot was called, 2B, B2. Like,
Oh, yeah, to be, yeah.
2B, yeah. I don't like it either. Like when Rider removed her blindfold, well, damn, she looked gorgeous.
Yeah, that's kind of like the gap, right? Like imagine if Shin ever, like if we ever get like an alternate version of Shin with her blindfold off. because but that will be really great because the blindfold exists. I don't know, maybe.
Bro, I guess,
maybe,
bro, I guess.
Yeah. And then I don't know if I should stop there or if I should notice that the illustrator's pen name is BH.
What?
The illustrator's pen name is just B and H.
Pen name? What?
The illustrator's name. Like you look at the bottom right.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's just B and H. Oh, I wonder what that stands for. My God.
Yeah, who is this? BH.
Yeah. Don't. Are you really going to look it up? But yeah, let's see if there's if we put the
like his name
well.
is too simple. I can't find anyone about it. But
yeah, I don't know what I expected when I searched it in Google. Don't. If you guys want to search it in Google, especially you better don't. Oh my God.
Why?
You see why? You see why? You're not a child, are you? I know you know what I mean, but anyway.
Well, it reminds me of how one of the artists called Vanilla.
Oh. Vanilla Bear. My God. Oh, and then the last thing interesting about this card is that the land of penguins. So the panthers are actually researchers. That's a really big upgrade. My goodness. So they are researchers and they know about the soul course. So it's going to be fun. We're going to get probably Emperor will be an extra in the next set. Emperor. My God.
Bruh.
But yeah, anyway. Anyway, now that we have fulfilled our BSS quota for this week. My God. We don't have a BSS quota. We actually want to talk about it this time. Don't worry. But yeah, if you guys wanted us to talk about anything more specific, like either it is about TCG or about life in general, or if you have any questions, please do send us your questions or your stories to our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com. So yeah, I guess that has been everything from us before we started to go even deeper and deeper into other more unsavory topics. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward, and we'll see you all in the next thing. Bye bye.
Bye.